The Judas Effect has arrived. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kyle Ricker, representing the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast and one half of the Gladiators, coming to another video review. And today, continuing on with my AEW action figure reviews, this week we'll be taking a look at the AEW Unrivaled Series 1 Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Sure, I am very excited to have this figure. This was definitely one of the figures I was looking forward to the most. This was the figure I was most excited for second. The one I was most excited for was Kenny Omega, and obviously a very close second was this bad boy. Because both figures are based on the match from Double or Nothing, which is my favorite match from the show. So now that I have both figures, I can recreate that match in photography and stop motion if I want to. Anyways, before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at this awesome packaging first. Anyways, Chris Jericho down here has a picture of Chris Jericho, which this picture, as well as the figure, leads to one of my complaints, which I'll mention that later. Anyways, number 6, Series 1, has a picture there. Number 6, Series 1, AEW. On the side, AEW, and of course the letter, which is the T. In the back, we have a picture of Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega from their match. Of course, his autograph, Le Champion. Double or Nothing. And then the other figures in the set, we got Cody, of course, Chris Jericho, Brandy Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson, Mac Jackson, and Kenny Omega. I already reviewed Cody. I reviewed him last week, so if you missed that, check that out. Chris Jericho is here reviewing today. Brandy, she'll be the one I review last, because I'm going to get her from Ringside Collectibles, and she's on back order right now. I'm not paying $110 for that on eBay to get her now. Young Bucks, those will be next. That will be my next AEW figure review, will be these two in one video. As soon as I can track them down in the store or online for a good price. And of course, Kenny Omega, I reviewed him a couple weeks ago, so if you missed that, check that out. Anyways, that's about it for the packaging, so let's open up Le Champion and see what we got. We'll be right back. Alright, so here we have Chris Jericho open up out of his packaging. Now, this figure is awesome. Damn. Like, I love the way this figure turned out. It's just like any other figure from this AEW line so far. I do have a few complaints with it, but I'll get into that later. First up, his accessories. He comes with a pair of interchangeable hands. The ones he had on in the box were these ones. Of course, with the tattoo there. So this is like for him when he's ready for action. And then the other pair he came with were black hands, obviously for his gloves, for whenever he's wearing the jacket. So we can swap it out. So very handy. Then, of course, he does come with his hat, which does not stay on his head that well. It's a very soft rubber. It does not, I mean, it fits on his head nicely, but it does not stay on. But anyways, it looks nice. Of course, he has the scarf, which is very soft. I love the material they use. However, it's the wrong color. On the figure, it's black. But in the picture here, it's kind of like a dirty white color. So they messed that up. I don't know how they messed that up. And this is supposed to be based on Double or Nothing, with his match against Kenny Omega. And the picture on the box is from Double or Nothing, because I watched that match numerous times. I mean, everything else on this figure is from Double or Nothing, except that scarf. It's the wrong color. Whatever. Anyway, and of course he has this wicked awesome jacket. The blue sparkles all over it. The zippers and everything. This looks really cool. However, unfortunately, it's that very hard rubber. So therefore, I can already sense this is going to be a very hard piece to take off. It feels like the same rubber that was used on the Kenny Omega jacket, but Kenny Omega's jacket only had one sleeve. This one has 2 sleeves. Therefore, it's going to be very difficult to take off. So anyways, let's take this off. First, take the hat off. And let's hope I can do this without breaking the figure. Actually, not that bad. It wasn't as hard as I thought. And of course, just like any other AEW figure, hang on, let's take the scarf off. Or just like any other AEW figure, he does have the plastic wraps on his arms. So in order to get those off, you need to take that off. Yeah, Kenny had it on his left arm, and he had it on his wrist for his gauntlet. Jericho has it on both arms. Cody has it on his waist. And since he's ready for action, I'll put the regular hands on him. There we go. Careful not to break it. Take that off. And then put the regular hand on. There we go. And there we have Chris Jericho ready for action. This figure is great. I love the way this figure turned out so far. Head scan is great. This looks a lot like Chris Jericho, and he looks a little mad, so I guess he's pretty mad that this figure, as well as the Chase version, does not come with a little bit of bubbly. But luckily, the Ringside Collectibles exclusive comes with a little bit of bubbly. Anyways, awesome. And look at these freaking tattoos. Oh my god. Thank god we finally got a Chris Jericho figure with these updated tattoos, because with Mattel, with WE, for some reason they never put these tattoos on here. I don't know if Jazzwares was able to get the rights to these tattoos, like to these designs, or they did create like an alternate version of it, because with Mattel, when Chris Jericho was in WE, the only tattoo we ever got was the Fozzy F on his fist. And we also got his tattoo here on his forearm. Anyways, look at these tattoos. These look sick. And just like the other ones, he does have the skin tone problem, but it's not that bad on this one. This one's probably the best of them. In terms of the skin tone, this is the best of them. The attire is pretty nice. And they feel very nice quality. They don't feel kind of cheap like Kenny did, because his legs felt a little flimsy. These ones feel nice. And the boots, awesome. Love these boots. It's a pretty nice figure. Now, hopefully, this figure does not have the same problem that Kenny Omega and Cody had, and that is the paint rubs off very easily. Just from doing this, doing a review or doing a stop motion or photography, the paint rubs off very easily. Because with Cody, I had a little bit of it rub off on his knees, and then I had the silver paint rub off on Kenny Omega's jacket, and a very small amount of it starting to rub off on his pants. So hopefully that does not happen with Chris Jericho here. And also hopefully that doesn't happen with the Young Bucks or Brandy Rhodes whenever I get my hands on them. If you have any like that problem with the other figures, let me know. Because so far the only figures I've ever heard have that problem is Cody and Kenny Omega. Anyways, articulation is pretty much what you'd expect from the AEW figures from what you've seen. Head rotate 360, which is not hindered by the hair, thank God. Like it's a soft enough rubber where it does not hinder the articulation at all when you move his head. Anyways, and it does have the hinge on the neck, just like the others, so it can bend down. Not that good, and it can't really bend back because of his hair. But when I mean when you rotate it, it doesn't hinder the articulation. Arms, fully rotate 360. We can go in and out with a very nice ratcheting joint. Swivel with the bicep. Double jointed elbow, very nice ratcheting joint. Swivel with the wrist and hinge. Very nice ratcheting joint on that. Has the upper torso joint, harder plastic, softer plastic on the chest, so it can bend forward pretty decently. This is probably the worst one in terms of bending, in terms of the chest area. Like in terms of the posability for it. Cody's fantastic and Kenny's great too. Bend that back about that far. Slight swivel waist, legs forward about that far, and back to the original position. Sorry about my neighbor's dog. Go in and out. Rotate the thigh. Double jointed knee. Very nice ratcheting joint with the double jointed knee. Slight swivel at the boot. Hinge at the ankle. And then you can actually rotate at the ankle too, so it can move all over the place. So excellent. So I'd say my only real complaints with this figure is the jacket. It feels like it's going to be hard to take on and off. Also, the scarf's the wrong color, and of course the skin tone. But aside from that, it's a good figure. Now let's do a couple of comparisons here. Let's bring in my WE Chris Jericho as well as the other AEW figures that I have so far. So let's bring in some comparisons here, shall we? Okay, guys. So here we have the new AEW Unrivaled Chris Jericho side by side with the WE Mattel GameStop / Ringside Collectibles exclusive. You just made the list. Chris Jericho is the only elite Chris Jericho I have. And also next to the other AEW Unrivaled figures I have so far, we have his opponent from Double or Nothing, Kenny Omega, so now I can recreate the match. And also the American Nightmare, Cody. And they look great together. Pretty sweet. Anyways, let's move Kenny and Cody out of the way. And here he is with the other Chris Jericho figure, just for a little comparison there. Man, quite the transformation. And plus I know everybody else wants to see it, just them on their own. Here's Chris Jericho with Kenny Omega, his opponent from Double or Nothing. So now with these two figures, you can recreate their match from Double or Nothing because they're both wearing the same attire they wore in that match. So that's pretty sweet. And that was my favorite match from Double or Nothing, aside from Cody versus Dustin. So I'm very excited to be able to recreate this in photography and stop motion. Can't wait to do that. So overall, this is a really good figure. This might be my favorite AEW figure they've done so far. I originally thought Kenny was my favorite, but no, this one takes the cake. Like, I love this. The accessories are great. The detail is great. Like I said, the only complaints with it is the skin tone, of course. The jacket might be a little difficult to take off, and also the scarf is the wrong color. But aside from that, great figure. So I would say excellent figure. Final thoughts. Overall, this is a really good figure. I am very impressed with it, and I'm actually very happy with it. So my only real complaints with it is I wish the scarf was the correct color. Like if it was the right color. Of course, the jacket is a little bit of a pain in the butt to take on and off. It's actually easy. It's actually a lot more difficult to put it on than it is to take off. And of course, the skin tone problem. But aside from that, it's a great figure. And hopefully, this figure does not have the same problem that Cody and Kenny Omega have, and that's the paint rubbing off on their attire, and also hopefully the paint doesn't rub off on his jacket like Kenny Omega did. If I bring in Kenny's jacket, that's just from taking it off 3 times for videos. So hopefully I don't have that problem with Jericho. Anyways, aside from this complaints, great figure. So I'll give this figure a 8.5 out of 10. So I'd say if you're a Chris Jericho fan, regardless of what era you're a fan of, and if you can find this figure for a good price online, like I did, or find it in the store, definitely pick this figure up. It's definitely, in my opinion, it's probably the best AEW figure they've done so far. Like, probably the best one in the set. Anyways, great figure. Pick it up if you can. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Be sure to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check those out. Links are down below. And also be sure to catch me every single Friday on the Crashing Pro Wrestling Podcast. Every single Friday. Link to that channel is down below. Check that out. And also stay tuned for more reviews. Click that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you get instant notifications every time I drop a new video. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye.